It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, yeah. Tight shirts, what? Tight shirts, yeah. Tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Yeah. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Every day. My son wears tight shirts. To the gym or wherever. Tight shirts. Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Sean and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P. Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Still trying to get some more content for the show. Oh boy. All right, good morning, y'all. It is Thursday, aka Friday Eve. Jay Black will be in a few minutes. I'm gonna stop recording this, just play this off my phone. I'm gonna keep it right there, play it off my phone. All right, so y'all just hit audio. All right, y'all. Today, that's the only problem with this. If I move that, what's today? October 3rd? Is it October 3rd? I can't look at my phone. All right. A lot of things going on. As usual, we got to talk about this Bank of America outage. That are for the first time, I've seen something on the news of an outage, and it directly affected my ass. Wee. And it had me shook for a second. For those who don't know, if you are a bank at Bank of America, when you went on your mobile app or your, wherever you have, some of y'all have your apps on your computer or whatever. I went on my mobile app and all my checking accounts was 00000. Huh? What? It's not like my accounts are stacked to the rim, but I was like, huh? I had my phone. I was like, well, that's not possible. Like, I know it comes directly out my account. And then CNN, I swear, in a matter of minutes, CNN, I get an alert on my phone. Bank of America suffers an outage. I was like, oh, shit. Says the money coming back. So I went to the bank. I ain't playing with y'all. I'm not going to sit it. No, I went to the bank. They're like, no. And I went to the teller. I ain't been to it. You know how long it's been since I've been to a teller? I said, show the phone. Pull my shit up on the computer because I didn't know what's going on. Like, I ain't had no options. I was like, if this is true, I'm screwed. But it was a malfunction with the app. And he said, oh no, your money's in there. I said, can you turn can you turn that? I said, oh, okay. Now this is the funny thing. It's a true story. My accounts were zero at Bank of America. The accounts were zero. There was nothing showing on my app. But you know what did not get to zero? My 2 credit card bills. They were fine that I have through them. They were fine. They were still there. The only thing that this outage took was not my debt, but what I actually have in the account. I can't, I'm not going to show that. I would love to. I showed it to one person at my job. These are my credit cards that I owe money on. The accounts, checking and savings, are gone. That's what that was the outage. The credit card debt never went to zero. Legit never went to zero. I only showed one person. She's my witness, my supervisor. She was like, that's crazy. Yes. How did the credit card debt make it? Like, I'm not even thinking of no conspiracy. I'm just thinking like, what I owed you was intact, but what I have was gone. I said, ain't this about a bitch? I said, we are living in a weird time. Facts on facts on facts. It came back up. It came back up sometime yesterday. I don't know, because I check my account constantly just see if there are any withdrawals that are coming out of there, because I dispute everything. Because let me tell you something. Afro Queen, good morning. Shelly, what's going on? Shelly saying good morning. I think Afro King was first up to bat, actually. I think you were first up. RG Parker, Miss Parker. All y'all saying good morning. I don't know if anybody is rocking with Bank of America. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Parker. Jeanette, was good? What's good, everybody? So that's what went on yesterday. That was the excitement in my life. And then that led into a conversation. If what they're saying is true, that the next war that we really need to be worried about is the cyber war, yeah, we do. They mess with them banks, we screwed. We over. No, I went straight to the bank, and then come to find out it was an outage on the app, and CNN put the alert out there. If they ever, let me tell you something. I'm not saying nobody, because I'm sure there are people who got cash in a safe somewhere. But boy, that made me realize how fragile this thing really is. They attack them banks, and it disappears. Oh, man. And I wasn't the only one wondering it. I was like, there've been a lot of outages lately. Like, a lot of stuff has been going on. And this gentleman who I follow, he's in the music industry, he just happened to say a few things that
America says they're suffering a major outage. That from WorldStar. At what point do I put on my tinfoil hat and start thinking about, okay, AT&T had an outage, Verizon had an outage, the banking system's having an outage, and all this stuff is going on in the world. Keep your eyes open, folks.
Until it affects you, you really just go like, hey, it's just another day at the office. No pun intended. But we have noticed, and it's not even under the radar because they report them, but we're so casual about everything. Then it was a glitch at Chase Bank where people were going to jail because they were taking money out and whatever. And I forget what the scam was, and people were getting arrested for that, which was, we talked about that being stupid dummy of the week. But there's been a lot of things. That's my bank account is okay. Good. But when this gentleman said that, because there's so much stuff that we get thrown at. We get too much information, whether we like it or not. There's too much information, and it's overwhelming. We have an election coming up. We have our bills. We have strikes. We got Diddy. We got all types of influx of different problems all over the country. And everybody's like, you don't know which one to focus on. And it's impossible to focus on one. But when this gentleman mentioned this, it really made me...
America says they're suffering a major outage, that from WorldStar. At what point do I put on my tinfoil hat and start thinking about, okay, AT&T had an outage, Verizon had an outage, the banking system's having an outage, and all this stuff is going on in the world. Keep your eyes open, folks.
And then my mind, as we're having this, I said, are we fighting a cyber war now? And we're just so naive that we don't know is going on now, that millions of social security numbers have been breached, and millions. They got people showing you how to find out what information of yours has been breached. Is it just criminal hackers working individually or in groups, or is there a cyber war going on right now that we're engaged in, that our government's fighting, that we don't know? I'm just speculating. This is speculation. I ain't got no facts. It's simply speculation. Because Michael Sean ain't got no facts. Scared of Jesus. I've never used that word. I'm starting to use word. I used floozy yesterday, and scared the bejesus out of me. I was like, oh, damn. Yeah, the war. I don't know. Maybe it is. We've had a lot. Afro Queen. There's a lot of heavy stuff going around. And we consume with Diddy parties, which is getting crazy about a minute. Ah, damn. I knew I should have played that Jaguar Wright thing. Because now I left. Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan. I don't know if y'all know who Piers Morgan is. He's one of the big time reporters. He had a stint on CNN in America, but he's big overseas, and they gave Jaguar Wright the platform. She went all the way in again. I talked to Jonesy. We were going back and forth. She went all the way in again. And I got when I saw her on Piers Morgan, I said, oh shit. Because I had it on my phone. But it's something different. I don't care how old school TV is. I don't care how much we want to pretend, TV, I watch, I really don't watch regular TV. When you see somebody on a TV, like what we call a respected TV show. And remember, she spent years on the Diddy thing. But her Piers Morgan appearance was about Diddy. But boy, she was linking everything back to Sean Carter. Jaguar Wright, YouTube. Jaguar Wright, not Michael Sean. I'm going to see if I can find this for y'all. I had it sitting up here. And I even forgot whose Instagram it was. Damn, I forgot. But boy. And at a certain point, y'all, I get it. I'm not telling you believe in all her stories, believe in every story. I don't think anybody, you can believe every story. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm just one of them jaded people. See, somebody put up what I said about Bank of America. They put their joint up there. And it had the same situation. Well, their credit cards was down to 0 too, but that one of their unlimited Visa signatures still was up there. Anyway, back to Jaguar Wright, because I get thrown off track fast. But she will not stop. She will not stop with the Jay-Z thing. And like I was saying, can't nobody, I don't believe in, like I said, maybe because I'm jaded, I can't believe every story that comes out somebody's mouth. But when the Diddy stuff happens, and she's been saying this way before anybody, she was giving up Cassie stories way before anybody. She was giving up Diddy parties way before anybody. Even though people knew about the parties, hey, good morning, knew about the parties and all that other stuff. But they put her on TV. Now, listen, you can say whatever you want. There's one thing. When somebody is on YouTube, on podcasts, and clips are on TikTok and Instagram, and what they say gets validated, these platforms on TV want ratings. They want ratings. And when Piers Morgan puts her on, it ain't gonna be the last time you see her face on your flat screen. It ain't gonna be the last place. I'm telling you right now. It's just gonna build from here. Then the dude who does Vlad TV came on. He was a guest afterwards, and he was like, "I don't co-sign anything she said." Like, he immediately was like, he tried to hit her with what everybody else was said. She's just, he went back to her recording career, her failed, when everything fails, you go back to their failed, what they call a failed record career, and they call it jealousy, and it's just conspiracy theories. Now, Vlad got a hell of a nerve talking about what his riches have been based off of. Your riches have been based off of people telling stories about different subjects, but in the same line as what Jaguar was doing. That's how you made your money. People giving their side of a story. He wanted to make it clear. I do not co-sign anything. He wanted to say everything she was saying was a lie. You can't say everything Jaguar Wright is saying was a lie when a lot of it has come to light that anybody who's been on social media has seen her talk about for years. And the people who say she's unstable, and the people who say who Orlando Brown is unstable, I'm going to repeat this. Wouldn't you be unstable if you actually saw what they saw and maybe had things happen to you? You would not be the picture of mental health if you survive being in that environment. There would have to be some effects. I'm not telling you to believe her. I'm just telling you this will not be the last time she will be given a platform. And when she's pressing the platform and she's getting on these places and she's saying these stories, and at the same time, the people that we respect are bringing out the same stories. What Cat Williams said ain't far from what Jaguar was saying. They was right there in the same ball field, the same ballpark, I should say. Just saying. Good morning, LaShawn. Hey, I'm waiting to see if Jay Black gonna jump on today. Because Jay Black be the first one to be like, it's the more we have done this for years upon years, they tripping. They tripping. For some reason, we are all good with Cat Williams because we're like, yeah, he was on point. Jaguar was saying this before him. And let's be clear. Shannon Sharp is thinking about putting Jaguar Wright on his show. My opinion. Don't think Shannon Sharp ain't thinking about. Listen, the biggest damn interview he did that changed everything was Cat Williams. Most of us can't even remember the other people that were on there. And they had some good interviews. Marlon Wayans was on there. Good interview. I remember briefly Monique was on there. Some other folks. Don't think Shannon Sharp ain't thinking about putting Jaguar right. I'm not saying he's going to. But boy, tell me you wouldn't watch. And with all the problems in society, I know. I mean, listen, it's getting deeper now. When they start talking about young boys, when they start talking about young people, y'all, we all go like, wait a second. First, for some reason, I get it. Adults, consensual, but then there's drugging and all that other stuff. But if you don't think Shannon Sharp is thinking about it, he got to weigh the pros and the cons. He got to decide how much bread is there in having her on. I'm sure the team is like, did you see this? He went through his little, sex tape scandal, sex audio, whatever. People, whatever. He flipped that. He's selling an erectile dysfunction. He over there selling the whatever that stuff is called. I'm not gonna say the name, even though I don't know the name. I'm not gonna say it. I ain't getting paid for that. But he did he flipped that. Don't think. He's like, But is it worth it? At this particular moment, is it worth it? Shannon Sharp, I probably don't want no problems with Jay-Z. I probably don't want to bring her up here because that's what she was on. She was on the person that is worse than everybody. And she kept calling him Sean Carter. Now, there are a lot of people that I trust their intuition who believe they don't believe her. I'm just saying, when I was in Dallas and she started this, I watched it strictly for entertainment. Weird type of entertainment to watch, right? I mean, I at some point you got to critique yourself. That was entertainment, Mike. Yeah, I was intrigued. It was 1:00 in the morning. I wasn't doing nothing. I was scrolling. I was like, what the fuck? But if nobody sues her for defamation of character, she's talking about powerful people. If nobody gathers up the lawyers and says, that's a lie. Sometimes it's just basic math, y'all. Sometimes it's 1 + 1 = 2. If it ain't true, I'm raising my hand. Excuse me. I didn't do that. But is it the simple fact that if you say, I didn't do that, people always say, if you answer the question, then you enter that realm. And the reason why people don't like to answer that question is because you don't want to open a can of worms of, yeah, but did you do? But there ain't been no cease and desist. I know many of folk who's gotten that. They said Albie Shore did put a cease and desist on the guy who dropped the Kim Porter book. I got clips of that too. Hold on tight, y'all. But allegedly he sent it to the Daily News or some newspaper in New York first because the author said he wanted publicity. But the author's like, hey, let's go. This is her story that she left me. Kim Porter left me. That's why I'm like, Shannon Sharp is looking like, this is a big story, boy. Now, if it was me, I wouldn't touch it. if I was Shannon Sharp. If I'm $30, $40 million deep, I probably would just chill. But me right now, let Jaguar right holler at me and say, yeah, Mike Sean being. I'd have to make sure my monetizing is correct on all the medias. I'd have to make sure I got all the monetization. Did I use that correctly to make sure? But hey, she be right in one of these boxes. Y'all, and I bet you everybody would be on time for that if I told you. Y'all would be here. Y'all be right here for it. Y'all would be right, but I do have clips from the author who put the, I guess it's really, they keep calling him the author, but he didn't write none. He just put out what she had, allegedly. It's out there. They trying to sue Amazon. Good luck with suing Amazon, I'll be sure. You want to sue Amazon, but you gonna sue Amazon for putting that out? But you're not gonna go for that's alleged in the book that did that to. But you're gonna sue. Okay. Hey, I've never been in that situation. I've never been in it. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I'm happy I'm not in that situation. But I find it a little ironic that you're more mad at this being released than the actual things that are being said that she put in this herself. I don't know. I don't know that whole story. I will never know that whole story. But, since we're at it, I'll shut up and I'll just play a little clip of the interview that they did with the guy who dropped the Kim Porter book. Some people say it's fake. Some people say it's not. He's standing on 10 toes. So here it goes.
Kim Porter kept copies of Diddy's alleged sex tapes as leverage. What evidence do you have to support this narrative?
The tapes.
So you actually have tapes?
I'm not going to do fully comment. Let's just say there's tapes that exist. Yeah.
Well, let's
ponder
around that.
There's
the investigators in the case that is now filed.
Yes.
Right. Say that they are in possession of tapes. They can actually confirm that there are tapes,
sure,
as well as baby oil, as well as all of
sure,
the other things that
yes,
they found.
Yeah.
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now facing.
The federal government.
Yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General.
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies of, and this is in your book.
Yes.
That she kept copies of Diddy's alleged tapes as leverage, right? And in making that, it would be assumed that you would, or the possession of those tapes, you've seen them, you have them, you know about them. And like I said, what evidence do you have to support the narrative?
Yes, there are tapes that exist.
Okay. The book alleges that Diddy kept a vault of tapes documenting his alleged sexual encounters. Was there any hard evidence that such a vault existed?
The sources say there was a vault that existed, yes. And some of the tapes were flown out of the country on a private jet. That's from the sources directly, so I have to believe them. If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when. Okay.
So you didn't. These are other things that you didn't include in.
Correct.
And why did you keep that out?
Correct. Because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay. If I showed one of these tapes, I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history. 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. All the tape. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have specific ones that no one has. But so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But you can confirm nor deny that what you claim to have, that no one else has, correct?
I would say this. Let's say there's 10 tapes, right?
So this is a hypothetical.
Yeah. Hypothetically, there's 10 tapes. There's a couple of those that no one has, but the flash drive has. I can pretty much guarantee.
And how can you?
Because if anybody has those, they're going to go to jail. If they release what I believe they think they have or they want to release, they will most likely go to jail. That's why we're working with the federal government. We're working with the federal government.
Oh, you're currently working with the federal government.
Well, not like what you're saying.
No. I want to be clear. I don't want to make
We're going to give them to the federal government.
Oh, so you're going to give the tapes to the federal government?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, my Bank of America account went to zero. Yo. You don't. This is bizarre, man. This is absolutely. This is I'm gonna go to your comments. I'm just gonna go to your comments because this is Shannon on that list too. Stacy said, "Okay, all right, baby. That's a very good point." And they say the baby oil ain't really baby oil. Yeah, that's an alleged. What type of shit was Diddy on? It's coming. Yeah, pause. Good morning, Rashida. What's going on there, girl? Better not be kids being violated. I'll tell you what, that Justin Bieber thing is going to be. The more footage you see of Justin Bieber, my heart goes out to him. And I mean that with all sincerity. My heart goes out to him. Because what I'm getting just from an outsider, a civilian looking in, I'm getting that this kid may have gone through, I think others may have gone through that hell. Just my humble pie opinion. But when you see the videos of that kid being as young as he was, being as wrecked and as high and heart goes out to him. He said he's going to turn the tapes in. He put a bounty on his own head. I don't know. From what I've heard, this guy's been a part of situations like this and seems to know how to finagle this. Just shut down Hollywood already. Let's get it over with. Sometimes things are the banks, what was the term? The banks are too big to fail. Sometimes there's too much involved. There's too much money being made. There are too many powerful people. Like we always think of Hollywood as this one city, this one little portion of a city, but it's spider webs. Everybody, there's so much caught, and you know how many, celebrity and politicians of power and former this and former that's that it's easier said than done. That's the only thing that would shock the world. What was? Oh yeah, I mean, listen. The lawyer I played yesterday, he's claiming they were, young folks. And it's weird how now the ages, like people seem to get offended off of certain ages. Now it's not like 16, 17, we're supposed to be disgusted by that. But it's like now we've done without saying anything. We're like, oh, if you hit, tenure, if you're tenured, then that becomes But the teens seem to be, not in my opinion, but it seems like we've given some type of leeway for a 17-year-old Justin Bieber or a 16-year-old Justin Bieber or a 15-year-old Justin Bieber to be involved in this treachery. And it seems like we've all of a sudden made this thing, well, he's a star. No, I feel like it's sitting, the person who's the most famous, not meaning that most famous person should be treated any differently than somebody who wasn't famous, who was underage at their party. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the person that would cause the biggest disruption that could rattle everything would be that poor young man. And we know why, because celebrity rules everything around us. Cream hit the money, dollar bill, y'all. We know that. Now it's 12. Yeah, now these ages change. And if you missed the show yesterday, this is what another lawyer had to say.
Names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. But the
and D.L. Hughley, who I respect, I do respect D.L. Hughley as a comedian. This man has been nothing but kind to me. So I'm not trying to say anything disparaging about him. He made a comment that, from Michael Jackson to R. Kelly to Diddy, he named a few. They're trying to take down the entire 90s. And, it's not too hard to bring it into a race thing. But Harvey Weinstein went down too. Jeffrey Epstein went down, was going, and eventually lost his life. But he said they're trying to take out the 90s. Now, obviously, they ended the clip. So once again, I respect D.L. Hughley. But if the 90s have to go down, the 90s have to go down, y'all. It is what it is. And I've made the comparison to Hugh Hefner at the Playboy Mansion. Like, this is nothing new. This Sodom and Gomorrah thing is nothing new. And it goes because it takes in a lot of people, because the Playboy Mansion was a ritual. It was a rite of passage in Hollywood. People have written about this in books that I've read and bragged about the moment they got the invite to go to the Playboy Mansion. What do you think was going on in the Playboy Mansion? Drugs and a lot of sex. And there were people getting drugged in there. Some volunteered, some didn't volunteer. This is nothing new. It's just, for some reason, every generation, it seems like, and maybe this is the first time, because the Playboy Mansion has had documentaries. There have been people who have put suits against and said this happened. And the only person, look, you think Bill Cosby was the only person taking part in what they said he was taking part in? And what he went to prison for? You don't think there were pills getting popped in the Playboy Mansion on unsuspecting people? Just saying. Don't take the 90s. That's the best era. Listen. That's my era. I say this when I'm on stage. We try and make believe the 90s wasn't as ratchet and as this. We were on some next level ignorance. A lot of us didn't even know what was going on in the 90s was wrong. Our work, as much as I don't understand the difference between saying somebody was killed or unlived, because it means the same thing. There are some things, some basic things that happen, not as deep as everything we're talking about. But there's some things in the 90s that we said and did that I think about now that I go like, we really said that? What I have under my shirt right now, what do we call? What do we call this that I have under my, we ain't call it a tank top. What we put under our t-shirts, what did we call it? A wife beater. Villains in every generation. Yes, they're villains in every generation, but we can't pass the buck and say there were villains in every generation. Okay, we pointed out those villains. Hey, no, it wasn't a while. It was a wife beater. That's what we called it. That's what we called it. People, I called it that and didn't even understand what I was saying. I would tell. Where you going? I gotta go buy some wife beaters. Some wife beaters. That's what they were called. I never even thought about it until I was at my house asking, yeah, have you seen my wife beaters? And it's like, what did you say? I'm not gonna bring the whole thing. Just think of how that was. We were cool with that. We but why were you're asking, did we see people get beat with them? But why did we make the name up? Why was it? I didn't make the name up. I was just a kid. I just knew, hey, grab me a wife. I didn't know the meaning, but was it because I don't know how it originated? Was it because cops were arresting people for that situation, domestic violence, had on wife beaters? I don't know. Facts. Yeah, that was a whole outfit. Wife beater, jeans, and yes. People, we used to call people the R word. And we can't, this is the thing that kills me about words. We can't even say the word to explain to people the word that we use, even though I'm not using it in the way that would be offensive. But we would call people who are mentally challenged, we wouldn't even use the mental. We would just call them the R word. Right? We would just call them the R word. Then we thought we were cleaning it up. We thought we were cleaning it up by calling it mentally the R word. Past tense. We did, and kids were cruel. Yes, yes. And then we thought we cleaned it up by saying mentally. Exactly. Name supposedly came from the cops. From cops, the show. And every dude arrested for DA was wearing a white tank. That's what I thought. Cream Point said, I still serious. I saw actual commercials. I saw TV shows that used it. But then again, our generation was a generation that smoked on airplanes and smoked in hospitals. We ain't know no better. But it had to be, somebody had to point it out to be like, hey. Now, I don't agree with some of the words that we have to change that mean the same thing, but I guess somebody would point to this word and be like, that's what it is. But with all this going on, they put another clip from the Cat Williams interview that I missed. So you got all this, I guess, I can't think of the proper term, disgustingness that people are telling us about what happened at these parties. But there was one clip that I saw yesterday that I forgot he had said this. I forgot Cat Williamson said this. And maybe it's just me, but this was a deep, I should say, quote or just spiel that he had. This
is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. They got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Yeah. No, let's hear this. Let's hear this again.
Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing.
He said it's God's side and the other side. I have never seen the entire interview at one time in its entirety. I've always been able to catch some, watch like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But this right here, it's moving to me.
Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. They got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Woo, 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 woo. And when you see that, when you see things like that, you ask yourself, am I on the right side? I think that's human to ask yourself that. If you're by yourself watching it and you see something, you go, am I on the right side? I mean, I have been witness to what God has done for me and how certain situations I really shouldn't be here. I've witnessed being at the lowest and in the darkest moments of my life and knowing that I had strayed and I got free choice. And I made some really bad decisions. And even though I had free choice, I had free will. It wasn't really free will. It was really something that I had been trained and I had been listening to act a certain way. It's like, it was the 90s. I was having a good time. But I think we all ask ourselves, am I on God's team? Because I believe I am, but to pick a team means you got to you gotta, and y'all know me. Y'all can go. If y'all get up here and y'all hit me with the comments, Mike, you're a hypocrite, I totally understand. I would totally get it. And feel free. You know, I play with the mute that text. I would never mute that comment or anything. I'd play every comment. But it's so confusing because you ask yourself, are my actions saying that I'm down with this, that I'm on that team, that I'm on God's team? Are my actions actually showing it? And I know we're going to fall short. I've fallen short, but I know the team I'm on. And I know I don't have to sit up here and explain how God has proven it to me. But then I got to ask, am I on the right side? Are my actions saying I'm on that team? Or are my actions saying it? It's just a whole bunch of stuff where you go like, this action isn't. This one does. This one does. But is that part? Maybe as much as we joke that I'm the pastor of the church, that anybody can get it. Maybe we need a pastor. But then you think about the church, and it's so crazy that the attack is on everything. And I know I'm all over the place right now, and I apologize. But when I see this
is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lie. Where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side.
And that part right there, that's the one that gets me. And all you can do is take it from here and say, okay, I'm going to be very self-conscious. And even doing this show, you feel, even with me doing this show, I'm like, is this or is this not? It's always this line. Like you kind of, and that's a subjective blurriness that everything happens. It's this shit. You don't always say, ain't no God in that. I catch myself like I talk to myself 24 hours a day, y'all. Like I'm literally my mind, my voice. I hear my voice in my head. Like there was no God in that attitude you just had. And I know I don't want to make it too simplistic, but that's just the struggle that you have. There was no God in that. That would you shouldn't have. You shouldn't even have had that thought. You shouldn't have said that. But then again, the enjoyment of life doesn't, but that sounds crazy. So to enjoy life, you got to do something that ain't on the God's team. I don't know, people. I'm Sway from Sway in the Morning when Kanye was, I ain't got the answers. I just know when I would hear somebody saying that there was a spiritual war going on, I would take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, in your 20s, like the spiritual war, good and bad. I'm getting money. I'm doing what I'm doing. But now, it's like everything we've ever watched, everything we've ever taken part in seems to have a root darkness to it. Ms. Parker. It's something, yep, like Monique said in her interview, it's not the message, it's the messenger. But because we're humans and we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to fall short because we're humans. You can't really point the finger without taking inventory of what you have to take care of, because pointing the fingers is easy. Like playing and the Diddy thing is easy. The hard thing is, what is it in your life that you are supporting that you shouldn't be supporting or taking part in? Because the only thing you're controlling, and I use the word control loosely, is your little universe, your little thing, your Miss Parker, your LaShawn, your Jeanette Bush, your life, your Rashida, your Don Page, your Stacey Mitchell's. All we got is what decision I'm going to make when I walk out the door. What am I bringing? What am I giving out and into this world? That's all you really have control of. It's different out here. And I guess when you get older, you start seeing it. And maybe sometimes, I guess that's why sometimes life can be simpler in your 20s, because you have a main focus. Now you've seen so much, you always look at both sides like, well, what is actually behind that? Like I wanted to do a lighthearted thing where Jermaine Dupri was talking about R&B, and I'm still going to do it. because it coincides with this. So Jermaine Dupri had a comment about R&B not being the reason why R&B is struggling. He had his reason why R&B isn't the same. And you know, as we get older, we always say things ain't the same. But R&B doesn't seem to. It's getting it now. It's becoming bigger and people. But he's talking about why the struggles in R&B. So here's his reason.
Black youth of today do not go to church, and they don't have that church band grooming. Like B. Cox came from the church, right? Jodeci comes from church. Like, so when you listen to that soul, that soul that you think is soul, it's an added,
that's coming from over there.
yeah, it's an added piece of information that if you're gonna make these records, it's hard to beat Jodeci when you don't have that element.
You don't have,
You know what I mean? That's
you don't have that
yeah,
soul. You don't have that.
that's an
passion.
element. So it's like when people be saying, "Yo, music ain't the way it used to be." Like I just posted my new Anthony Hamilton record is coming out
Queen.
October 4th.
Queen.
Yeah, Queen, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Hamilton comes from the church.
Church.
Like
Yeah.
you not gonna get that that's in his voice.
Yeah.
You ain't just getting that from being on the internet. That ain't.
So you hear what he's saying, right? The reason why younger people can't get that R&B because they're not going to church and everything like that. I can't believe I'm going down this rabbit hole. Two things. Number one, do you want people to take a skill set from church and bring it into the into R&B and then be part of the music industry? After everything we're seeing about the music industry in Hollywood. Do you really want to take that skill set and then bring it to help an industry that is muddied with all this? I don't know. I'm just putting a question out there. Y'all got your phones. Y'all sitting at home on laptops. Y'all might be in your car and you can't. I wish I had a phone line that I can give y'all. Y'all can call up. I don't know. Maybe them older the generations before us, maybe they had a point about worldly and taking that skill set and taking it into this worldly situation. Maybe they had a point. We always watch the movies on the young woman who could sing. Mama, I just want to sing. They're like, you're not going to sing in that worldly world. Maybe they had a point. I'm just talking. Maybe they had I love the songs. I love the music. But maybe they had a point. Facts. Church has soul. Yes. There's nothing wrong with having two sets of music. It's given by God. He doesn't want you making love to Jesus saves. Okay. The artists that I grew up on listening to, they were brought up in the church. I think it's referring to soul more than anything else, but I'm not him. So my thoughts would be soul and lyrics mattered then. Okay. All right. Gotcha. All the extra you don't need to be a part of. Some people will tell you different. Some people will tell you different. That in order to make it big and to follow their dream, they're extras that have to be that you may be a part of. You didn't even know you were part of it. And there's layers to this. I'm not saying this as I have any answer, y'all. I'm having this conversation with y'all. Just that would Whitney Houston still be here on this planet if it were not for her taking part in the industry? I'm part of the industry. That's why I'm put. Would she still be here? All these kids want to see is rapping and twerking. You don't need to have talent and more, just naked. Parker, love the original music. And I'm not talking quality of the, I'm talking when you take part in this industry and you want to be all the way up, there is a compromise. I can only tell you what I seen that comes with that gluttony of money, that gluttony of fame to get there. There is compromise that in my humble opinion, once again, that have to be made. Park, I love the original music. The biggest thing people would argue TD Jakes is part of the church. And I was getting to that. Bishop Eddie Long, way back in the day, if y'all forget Bishop Eddie Long and the allegations against him and the young boys in his congregation. There were pastors who came and defended and went at Creflo Dollar, went at the congregation at one time. People forget that. Human beings run all this. That's the thing. When you got flawed human beings running these things, when celebrity and power come into effect, it changes everything, every aspect. People used to, I used to catch it when I used to call, each church would have like, I don't know, a 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock service, 10 o'clock service, whatever they have. Say, they have 3 shows on Sunday, 9 o'clock, 10, and people would get mad because they were like, why you keep calling them shows? That's what the lost thing is. How are you on God's team when you don't trust the people who claim to be the gymnasium for God? That's supposed to be the gym where you work out. Some artists were comfortable with making the music and making money to feed and take care of their family. Well, at least in my mom's era, but their goal. And some people, I've had this conversation, and I've made this statement. You have to decide what you want to do your passion for. If your passion is to perform in any way, if it's writing, if you're an author, if you're an actor, actress, you're a singer, you're a comedian, you're a magician, is this something that you just want to pay the bills and give your family a life and you don't want to be? But the thing is, when you get in it and you realize you have this talent, there's this thing that goes, yeah, but you're better than everybody else. But that is the fight. You're better than that person. The fight is, yeah, but I have to do this for my past. I'm not trying to be the superstar. But there's a decision you have to make. And when you get with a company that sees the potential and they start dragging you up, you got to make some hard decisions. We need to know exactly what he was trying to say, because look at Priest. When human beings take part in these organizations, I don't care what it is. I've said it. Human beings can be the most overrated species on the planet, because we will take pure things and we can turn them into something else quickly just by who is supposed to be the biggest person in that section. Who is the biggest pastor? Who has the biggest church? Who has the biggest congregation? Look at Frank and Beverly, such a humble man. Yes. This got a bit too serious, y'all. This got a bit too serious. I hate when I forget to turn off my phone. This got a bit too serious. It is time. It is time. It is time to break the seriousness. It is time to break the seriousness. Where are you when I need you? Here he is.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat. America loves to eat.
He got to break it up. All right, y'all. It is 6 minutes after 8. I hope everybody's chilling. I hope you're enjoying yourself. All right. So here's the question. Here's the question of the day. And I did this when I did Jonesy's show on Monday. I do that every Monday with Jonesy at 94.7 The Block. So this is something. This is a question that came up. And so everybody regroup. I know I was serious for a long time, and we got into the whole thing. I'm not apologizing, but hey, let's switch gears. Let's switch gears. Hey, let me play this.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap, tap, tap.
It was Friday. I'd play my dance. All right, this is what we doing. Relationship. This is a relationship question. All right, y'all. I want y'all to think back. Put your memory. We're flashing back. Dig deep into where's my flashing back. We're gonna flash back right now. What decision did you make in a relationship? I didn't think it was gonna play again. What decision did you make in a relationship? A major decision that you made in the relationship. That was a big decision because of that relationship. And the relationship ended and you regretted that decision. I'm just going to let y'all think real quick. I'm going to let y'all think. I'm going to let y'all think. We're flashing back. A decision you made, was it to cut off a friend or a family member because they didn't like the person you were in a relationship with? For example, was it a job that you turned down because that job may have taken you across the country or maybe out the country? You turned it down because you were in a relationship. And you may regret it now. What is it? I know that tons of people will cut off somebody, a friend or something, especially y'all women, because women, y'all got beef off of that. A woman's relationship could end quickly with a friend because that friend is trying to tell you something about that relationship and you don't want to hear it. And you like, and your man is like, yo, why you keep that negative energy around us all the time? You know, she don't mess with me. Why are you still talking to her? And boom, a relationship is over. A decision you made for a relationship that didn't last. I want to know. Rashida laughing. Joe's Barbecue. Yes. And I need one. I'm single. No relationship questions. No, this is in the past. This is why it's called a flashback. Good morning, Stacy. What's good? This is why it's called a flashback right here. A relationship decision that you made, that this relationship didn't even make it. And did you cut a friend off? Did you cut a family member off? Was there beef in the streets in your family because you kept bringing this dude to the barbecues and family reunions and all that good stuff? Popping up at weddings. He was your, or she was your plus one. Don't get shy now. I'm tired of sharing my damn stories, but I got a story. And I've told you the story before. When I was married in my 20s, back in the day. Wait a second. Somebody got one before I tell my story. Having a baby at 40. I don't regret the kid, but being a single mom is some bull. Oh, so you had to. Obviously, every child that is brought into this planet is a blessing. So, super chick, we got you, Nick. But you had a baby at 40. I'm taking it. Listen, I'm expanding the story. I'm taking it. He talked to you or y'all had a conversation and he was kind of like, yeah, let's have this kid. And the relationship didn't last. That's a tough one. But it's really not a tough one because you have the ultimate blessing. You have a child. The ultimate blessing, a child. Thank you, Super Chick. Nick came up here. Thank you, Super Chick. You receive the legendary Takeover Legends strawberry Pop-Tart or whatever you would like. Chocolate Pop-Tart, vanilla Pop-Tart. So I was in LA. I just done BET Comic View and Showtime at the Apollo back to back. So I was kind of hot. I was popping. And I went out to LA and I was out in LA for a while. And I was staying and it's funny, I told the story on Jonesy and it was crazy because the more I tell the story, the more it sounds, it's got Diddy-ish to it. But it doesn't. There was an actor on New York Undercover who had asked me to come out there. He said he had an agent, management. He said he can link me up. And him and his brother stayed in the house. I always bring up the brother because everybody's like, but we had a good time. He was out there. He was super dope. And thank you. He looked out. While I was out there, they were trying to sign me. They were trying to push the paperwork. I was going from club to club. They were putting me on. I was doing my thing. I was killing. There were people coming to see me, the whole nine. But at the time, this is so long ago, my pager, my Sky pager, my beeper, the person I was married to had cracked the code and was digging in the pager and was listening to all the voicemails. Boom. I'm on the phone. Back then, long distance was long distance back then. It's the late 90s. Long distance was I said, yo, can I call? And they're watching I remember the Lakers were playing and they're watching a basketball game. And I found out that the gig was up. And I was on the phone and she was just letting me, yeah, so-and-so, and who's this? And I was like, word, because I'm around people. And I was just on the phone. I was like, damn. I was like, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm supposed to fly back. The person who's signing me, big time, he was a big time person out there, was pushing the contract like, listen, sign his contract because that relationship, because I told him the story, that relationship is over. Don't go back there and try and save that relationship. That is done. If she knows what you say she knows, it's over. You can go back and try and work it out, but it ain't going to work out. And you're funny, and you're always going to be a working comedian, but you're never going to get this chance. This chance ain't coming again. And I pushed it. I went back home to try and fix it. That man, that wasn't the agent who said it, that was his partner, was absolutely right. I was always a working comedian. Still am a working comedian. Still was on the radio and all that other stuff, but never got that opportunity again because I came back to save something. I came back to save a relationship that was dead. Now, 30, 35 years later, I'm thankful that I didn't sign a contract because I don't think in my late 20s, early 20s, I was in my 20s. I don't think there's any way I could have survived out there because they were fast tracking me. This dude had the connects. Like when he said HBO showed up or Disney showed up or Nickelodeon or whatever showed up, which is crazy that we hear all the stories now. But back then, I still got the business cards. I was in Miramax Studios that don't even exist anymore. They had me. I don't think I would have survived in LA with my addiction. I don't think there's any way I could have been anything but it would have been a disaster. But I never took the shot. I came back for the relationship. That's the point of the question. Came back for the relationship. Relationship failed. Super chick, he's playing. There's no Pop-Tarts. It was just a joke. There's no Pop-Tarts. I don't regret one of my decisions in none of my past relationships or future relationships. Well, congratulations. I know, but our number one giveaway used to be t-shirts. Ongoing joke. What people won't do for a t-shirt. No, facts on facts on facts. Oh, but you said something else. You said it was a mutual decision to have the baby. It was planned, which is good. It just didn't work out. So that's a good example on something you did in a relationship. You did it for the relationship, but the relationship didn't work out. And I want to hear the stories. So that story was I come back home to try and work it out. Relationship is over. I went back to LA once. Never reconnected. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if I got scared. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know if I took it for granted that it was that easy that I could just pop out and sometimes you got to pop out. I don't know. But that was something that I did to save a relationship that I did regret for a long time because I never quite understood why I didn't go back and reach out. Here's a story. When I came back, when I was at the airport, I saw Mike Epps. Mike Epps ain't even gonna remember this. It was like the first flight out of LA. We were both there. He asked me, when am I coming back? I said, I'm gonna be back in a few weeks. He said, I'm coming back next weekend. Well, he came back next weekend. And he went on to be Mike Epps. I'll take the t-shirt, please, and thanks. You're funny. Relationships are a funny thing because when you're in the middle of one, when you're in the middle of a relationship and it's real, like you believe this is the one. We all been there where you believe this relationship is the one. This is it. I can't picture life without you. You can't picture life without me. And it's hard to get common sense when you're in the middle of something. Now, after the breakup years later, you can look back and be like, what the was I thinking? But when you're in the middle of it and a big decision comes up, like let's say you're about to make $35,000 more by moving to a city. But that person has an established job that person's not trying to leave. That person's like, I've worked for years trying to get to where I'm at now, and I can't just bounce. I can't relocate. They're not going to let me work remotely. I have to be here. And you have to make a decision of somebody that you love. Should I stay here? Can we do this long distance relationship? Can we make that happen? And you stay. And it's mutual. You stay. Now the job is taken by somebody else because that job ain't waiting for you, and this relationship fails for whatever reason. Y'all might not just get along. It just doesn't have to be cheating. It don't have to just always be cheating. It could just be like it didn't work. That's the regret I'm talking about. Do you look back and go like, motherfucker, what was I thinking? And you might say, well, $35,000 after taxes. Well, what if you took the job in Texas where there were no state tax? You can justify it all you want, but that's what I'm talking about. There are relationships that people have lost with people because of the relationship they were in. Now, I've never gotten this thing that women don't kill me, but I'm going to say I've never gotten this whole thing where friends get upset that you're spending too much time in your relationship and your friendship ends. I've never gotten that. Me and Jay Black have been friends for 20, 30 years. I don't know what it is. We've been friends. Yeah, it's been over 20. It's at least 24 years, but it's more than that. When he's in a relationship, I assume Jay ain't going to be around back in the day before he got married. And if he's around, chances are the person he's in the relationship with is going to be around us. I never had a problem with it. I don't understand the problem with you don't call me anymore. I've heard this between women. I've heard it between guys also. But women were the ones I learned it from. I've learned that behavior. Well, I shouldn't say learned. I saw that behavior when y'all did it. And I was like, wait, I don't get that. Well, I don't like him. He ain't good for you. But you're not dating him. And I'm sure there are women out there who had to cut friends off. Like, I've never understood why you got to cut. Like, I get it. Like some friends, but I'm talking about close friends. I'm not talking about the friends that want to run the streets with you all the time. That are trying to get you to run these streets. Because both men and women got them friends who want you to run. But I've never had a friend that if I said, nah, I'm hanging out with my girl, that said, yo, we can't be friends anymore. I've never gotten that. I've never understood that situation. Like, please explain, women. That's really bizarre to me. Like, if you're in that relationship, I go like, okay. Even if I think you're making a mistake, maybe it's a guy thing. I can know you're making a mistake. And I'm like, I'll see you when you get done. We'll be out here. Like, if I get in a relationship, obviously, the Sunday football thing may not pop off as it used to. The Thursday night may not pop off. I don't know. I may be going home after the comedy show. I might be going directly home. Oh, this guy don't want to hang out. He with that bitch. Huh? 821. I listen. I just had to try and get this relationship thing in because I felt like that was something after we got through all the stuff that we talked about today. I thought I was gonna lighten it up. Obviously, I didn't lighten it up because now I think about it, I'm more stressed about that. I'm more stressed. All right, y'all. Let me get these last comments. Let me see if there's anybody I missed. Sorry. Jeanette said, I don't regret anything in my past. That's good. I know, but our number one giveaway used. Oh, that's right. I just still got the t-shirt joints on there. I don't get that either, Mike Sean. You should know your place in people's lives when they get into relationships. Abuse is one thing, but just lack of time shouldn't be a deal breaker. Yeah, I've seen it. Some women are jealous because you're happy. During weddings, women lose friends. What is that? Rashida says some women are jealous because you're happy. During weddings, women lose friends. I thought that was the goal. I thought that should be like the Super Bowl for y'all. I thought that was like the wedding ring was like the Super Bowl trophy. And you're like, yep, it happened. I did it. Sean, I've heard from girlfriends that they would be mad because they put them on the back burner and pick them back up when they break up with them and want to lean on them now. But I've heard that too. Oh, now you want to call me because so-and-so broke up with you. But I thought that's what friends are for. Like, I understand I'm not going to see the homie. He may not be as answering my phone calls or answering the text messages the way he used to because he's happy. Because he's found that other half. I don't know. Maybe the friendships I have, and maybe I should have downloaded that thing I posted on Instagram. Maybe the friendships I have, it's understood. I don't talk to certain friends that I consider really close friends. We can go a year and not talk. I haven't talked to Ryan Banks other than going back and forth on social media, who I consider a very dear friend. I haven't talked to Ryan Banks in years. I think Ryan Banks got married again. And you would think, he didn't even invite you to the wedding. No. And I got no problem with it. Because we're good friends. But I'm not in his everyday circle right now. I don't know, y'all. But we'll wrap it up. We'll see if Jay Black is back on the show tomorrow. Don't forget tomorrow, the fundraiser. It goes down tomorrow, the fundraiser. For those who are new to the show. Oh, you know who we didn't see? We didn't see Johnny from Australia. We didn't see Johnny today. Where was it? We didn't see my man Teflon from England today. AP. Where was y'all at today? Was it because I was a solo artist? I was Bobby Brown when he left New Edition? Was that what it was because? Tomorrow, the fundraiser. It's a minimum of $1 you can put to the Takeover Legend fundraiser. For those who don't know, I'm going to explain. StreamYard up the ante on the money that has to be paid. I don't mind doing the show for free. I love being here with y'all for free. This is my therapy. You guys are ultimately, I've told y'all how important you are to my daily mental health. Exactly, Mike. I just texted with my bestie a couple of days ago. But before that month had gone by, I get it. You understand? So back to the fundraiser tomorrow. It's $1. It's $1 to get in the party. If you don't give any money, that is fine. That's the Cash App. $ MSean0902. StreamYard done up the money, and I can't take an L to do the show. So if you got $1, tomorrow's the day we gets it popping. It's the fundraiser. Fundraiser Fridays. First Friday every month. Queen Born said, do you Zelle? I think I do Zelle. I think I do. Somebody did Zelle before. I'm not really a Zelle goer, but I think I do. I can do the Zelle. We'll see. Ms. Parker said, great show today. Be blessed, everyone. Thank you. Have a great day on purpose. Love you. Wait, before you go, Ms. Parker, the fundraiser is tomorrow. Don't you be rushing on out of here before you get all the info. Jeanette, I just checked my Cash App. I got $3 on there for tomorrow. Let's go. That's all I'm talking about. I think it's like $44.70 something they charging me. strictly for the StreamYard. I'm just trying to pay for the service, y'all. I'm putting that money to the side. It gets taken out at the first of the month. That's what we're trying to work towards. Now, any other money, that's dope. You want to send $1? That's cool. Dollar Sean, Mike Sean 0902. Tomorrow, Nikki White Chocolate, who I didn't see today. What's up to Nikki? Nikki White Chocolate already put her ties in. Now, Rashida, you did put your ties in early. But you were in Jamaica, and I told you not to do it while you were in Jamaica. You were feeling good, and you were rocking. I do have your name down here. You did send some money. I did warn you not to shoot off that quick. Everyone have a good day. See you tomorrow. Hey, at the fundraiser. Thank you. See you tomorrow at the fundraiser. Thank you. When is the comedy show and where? Okay. All right. Let me do this. I'm hosting. So I'm hosting this comedy show. I found that out yesterday. And Derek, actually, who's throwing the comedy show, is going to be on here tomorrow. No, yeah, tomorrow. I'm supposed to have him on here tomorrow. He'll be part of the fundraiser. Let me see the flyer so I can read it out to y'all. All right. It's called the Family Night of Comedy, which is funny. They got me on a family night, knowing how I get down. Family Night of Comedy is Saturday, November 9th. Saturday, November 9th. The Devon Movie Theater. The address, 6325 Frankfurt Avenue. It said Frankfurt Avenue near Livick Street. I ain't been out in Philly in a long time. If I'm not downtown, I really don't venture out. So it's going down. Derek Lee's hosting it. I'm hosting the first part. I'm in and out there, bitch. So you have to get there early if you want to check me out. So it's 8 comedians on one stage. Shout out to Hess Green, JP Justice, Dave Damage, Miss Dark Chocolate. What up, Dark Chocolate? Lonnie Davis, Michael Sean, that's me, and my man Denny Live. So I'm gonna go out there, rock out, and do that. That's the comedy show. And Cypher said, "God, Cypher, you've been awfully quiet today. So I see most of y'all were on YouTube. So these comments, let me see. Facebook, YouTube. Oh, so yes. All right, so the YouTube. So that is why. Okay. Looking back, most of the comments are YouTube comments. So shout out to YouTube, Michael Sean the Takeover Legend. And then I also have that relapse again on Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, the story where I do a one-man show. Now, there wasn't a huge budget. So if y'all see some flaws, y'all see some flaws. If y'all want to check it out, and y'all give me the review. But we'll do that homework later. We'll do that homework next week because I want to make sure the monetization is up at the par YouTube. So tomorrow's the fundraiser. Hopefully Jay Black will be back in the building. We never know with C. Chung. We do know with C. Chung. We just never know if he's ever going to pop up again. Sexy Mo, we hope Sexy Mo will be back on the show. I don't want to add any more people. Me and Jay Black. If not, I'll do it solo. But you never know. We might have to start adding some people onto the show. So that being said, you know how I wrap it up. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Fight for happiness. Never let anyone, anything, or any situation take it from you. You know what team you're on. God's team. We gone. Gone name.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.